Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Sam Barnett and these are your 3 o'clock headlines. News has just come in that Ryan Mason will be taking over training at Tottenham today as Antonio Conte has gone back to Italy. The Italian is looking likely to be sacked by Daniel Levy after his controversial comments following a 3-3 draw with bottom of the league Southampton. The Spurs board are expected to come to a decision within the next 2 days. Liam Cullen and Mark Harris have been called up to the Wales national football squad. Cullen is set to win his first cap for Wales if he features, as they take on Croatia and Latvia in European qualifiers. Aaron Ramsey has also retaken the captain's armband and called on the younger players to step up and fill the void left by some retiring legends.
The players, Gareth, Joe, will forever be part of Welsh history, and football's forever changing, and there'll be opportunities now for these younger players to step up and to show what they're capable of, and to create a bit of history of their own. So, yeah, we're excited.
Injury crisis has given ex-Southampton goalkeeper Fraser Forster a surprise spell of games in the Premier League, and more recently the European qualifiers. Nick Pope's injury yesterday has forced him to pull out of the upcoming internationals. This could be Forster's first England cap since 2016 when he played against the Netherlands. Winchester FC were promoted to the Southern Premier South for the first time ever this season. Despite most people writing them off and expecting them to go down, they're currently sat in a comfortable 16th place. Lily Arthur travelled to the Simply Health City ground to experience the relegation scrap for herself.
There aren't many fans in Hampshire who can comfortably say they're witnessing their club's greatest ever season. Southampton may be staring down the barrel of relegation and Portsmouth are dwindling in League One yet again. But it's not the whole county who are in the dumps, as down in the Southern Premier League South, Winchester City supporters are potentially witnessing a golden era, as the Citizens are currently playing at their highest level in the club's 137-year history. This weekend marks Craig Davis's 6th year at Winchester City, with the manager labelling the squad's morale as their 12th man this season.
Well, team spirit has been our biggest asset, really, and been our best player, really, for the last however many years I've been here. So, we got promoted off the back of good spirit. We've got 35 points from whatever it is, 35 games, with good team spirit. So, it's going to keep us going, and the lads are a great bunch.
After going up via the playoffs last season, Winch now play in the 7th tier of English football, just one promotion away from the National League South, home to clubs like Bath City, Weymouth and Dover Athletic. However, promotion may be a little ambitious at this moment in time, with the club drawing their focus to the other half of the table as they look to avoid immediate relegation. The Citizens sit 5 points away from the drop zone, but have played one game more than Harrow Borough, who occupy the final relegation spot. With 7 games left to play for the Hampshire outfit, former Eastleigh goalkeeper Charlie Philpott maintains that the team's performance on the field remains the primary goal.
Our big thing for today is sort of our team spirit. I think that showed through this. We know one of our strengths, but it's something that we need to continue for the next 8 games or whatever it is. And I'm sure if we perform like that, they're a good side. If we perform like that, we'll get the points we need.
Whatever the outcome may be, come the end of the season, the general feeling around the Charters Community Stadium is to keep the positive spirit going forward, as the fans come together to celebrate their local club's community.
Maddie Hinch has ended a wonderful career after announcing her retirement. The goalkeeper saved all 4 penalties at the 2016 Olympics to win Team GB their first women's gold. After playing 186 times for England and Great Britain, Hinch stated on her social media that the time is right. After popular demand, the University of Southampton launched their boxing society at the start of the academic year, and after 2 successful male-dominated fights nights, the society have now welcomed their only female member. Owen Huggins got between the ropes to find out more about the person behind the punches.
Female amateur boxing is growing in this country, especially here in Southampton. Stars like 2-time Olympic gold medalist Nicola Adams has inspired many girls to get into the sport, especially while at university. We met with a new boxer as she starts her journey into the sport.
Hi, my name is Victoria Mishikovska. I go to Uni of Southampton. I study law and I've been doing boxing since October. I think I actually wanted to do boxing since I was like 14 or 15, but I've just never had the guts to do it because it is a very male-dominated sport, so it can be quite intimidating, especially as a female, to join boxing. But ever since I've been doing it, since I went to the taster sessions, I've loved it ever since, and I've just tried to go to as many sessions as possible and just assert myself when I can.
As many more girls put the gloves on, but the sport is still dominated by men. Vicky isn't put off by the testosterone-dominated sport as she rolls with their punches.
I think that because there's not a lot of girls that do it, especially like sparring, not every girl wants to spar. Therefore, I feel that there's actually a bit of respect that goes on with it. So, and everyone's really lovely. I've not encountered anyone who's been mean or horrible or nasty, and I've actually felt really accepted and welcomed. So, no, I haven't really felt any like intimidation. Obviously, when you first start sparring, I feel like as a girl, because I mostly spar boys, it can be a bit scary, but they know that, you know, you're a beginner or you're a girl and not to obviously like hit you super hard. So I felt really welcomed.
Vicky is still waiting for her debut in the ring, but with another fight night just around the corner, she's hoping to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
So I've actually got a fight night really soon, but I had 3 opponents that have unfortunately pulled out for different reasons. So I'm just hoping that someone will step in, because I've been training really hard and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, to do a fight night. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
I don't know when to stop, but okay.
Japan dig deep to avoid embarrassment and beat Mexico in the World Baseball Classic semi-finals. Masataka Yoshida scored the critical 3-run homer at the top of the 7th before Japan scored 2 runs in the last inning to get to the final, where they will face the USA. Tennis rising star Jack Draper has had to withdraw from the Miami Open. After getting a slight oblique muscle injury in his last match, he was forced to retire in his game against Carlos Alcaraz to prevent any further damage. He'll be hoping to get back onto the court very soon. Scouting can be a glamorous job if you're travelling the world in search of the next Messi or Ronaldo, but it's a little bit different if you're turning up to non-league games at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Oliver Bonnard met Winchester City scout Thomas Farmer and tried to find out how to scout for a living.
This is Thomas Farmer. He is a second-year student and has been working with Winchester City FC for 2 months now. His main role at the club is working with the scouting team to sign players for the upcoming season, and we caught up with him to find out what it takes to be a non-league scout.
Hi, I'm Thomas Farmer and I'm a football scout. So we use the scouting system for 2 things. Firstly, we look at opposition analysis to gain information on teams a couple of weeks, and we try to go to multiple different games before we play them. And then we also use the system to scout new players. So at the minute we're looking at recruits for next season, and whether he can control the ball off it to keep the defenders away and keep the ball in tight situations. Well, other than the technical ability, the big thing for me is attitude. I've looked at players who are very good, technically very good, but they stand there at half time and before the game and they're not interacting with their teammates. They're chatting to the manager by themselves and they're not part of the team. That's not good for a dressing room. So attitude, the way they play, the way when someone makes a mistake, how do they react to it when a teammate makes a mistake? Attitude's definitely very big.
He doesn't just treat it as a job. He also plays Sunday League to get a feel for all levels of the game and also has a goal in mind at the Castles.
I'm going to try and develop them as well, get their scouting system working better, which will work to a more kind of professional level.
Pool is a sport that can be found everywhere. It's from your pool halls to just your local club. Rocket Ronnie's is causing a blast in the local scene here in Southampton. Josh Stewart has went to see what it's all about.
We're at Rocket Ronnie's, the home of pool in Southampton. A welcoming environment where people can practice and enjoy their pool. With over 20 pool tables, it has become a social pub in Southampton and has helped attract many people from all walks of life. I'm here with Ian Griffiths at Rocket Ronnie's Pool Centre. First of all, how long have you been repairing pool tables for?
This is my 24th year now.
All that experience came off the back of working hard at the beginning. How do you go about repairing pool tables? Is it a difficult process?
It is. It takes a lot of learning. So I used to take old cushions and take them home with old cloth and just practice that way. And gradually you get better. But it's easier to do pool tables than snooker. Yeah, I've done some work for Jimmy White in the past when we've done exhibitions for him. But
Names like Jimmy White have helped increase the number of people who are coming to the tables, which has been noticed by Ian.
Paul's on the up, definitely, so it's getting more and more popular, so it's all good.
More people are seeing Paul on TV. Ian first came into the sport in an unexpected way, when a golden opportunity arrived at his doorstep.
I was an advert in the paper in 1999, so yeah, and he interviewed about 60, got down to 5, and he saw me on the day and gave me the job. So then I worked for him for 16 years and obviously taught me the ropes, what it's all about.
I'm Nathan Gissing for Solent Sport News.
And to find out more, we're joined by Nathan Gissing live at Rocket Ronnie's. Nathan.
Good afternoon. I'm here at Rocket Ronnie's, one of the biggest pool clubs in England. I'm delighted to be joined by Kevin Butler to play a game against him in pool.
Hi Nathan.
You're right. So Kevin, tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a content creator and a pool player. 32 years old. I've been playing the game for 25 plus years.
Okay.
Started when I was younger. I got bought a small snooker table and then took a little bit of time away from the sport. Started getting into football and then started playing again roughly when I was around about 16, and I've just been playing it solid ever since, really.
Nice. So do you have any social medias? Do you do socials on the side as well?
Yeah, I've got YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I create content, make pool videos for people that want to learn how to play pool, if they want to improve their game of all different standards. And I've got a tournament coming up on Sunday as well, so I play quite competitive games and stuff as well.
Nice one. So how do you prepare for games? Does it take a lot of? Do you do something different? Do you have like a certain way you train?
I like to come down the hall, spend a little bit of time on my own, do some drills, make sure that my game is as sharp as it possibly can be. Play races against good players so that when I go into the tournament, when I'm under pressure, I can be really sharp. But yeah, normally it would be the same every single time. I try and stick to consistent preparation.
Who's the biggest player you think you've played against?
Biggest player I've played against is there's a guy from Malta, Tony Drager.
Okay.
He plays snooker.
Yeah.
And I played him in a pool tournament before up in Blackpool. He beat me unfortunately, but yeah, he's probably the biggest name I've played against.
Nice. I bet that was a good experience.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Do you travel all around the world?
Not all around the world, no. More all around the country. I've been to Blackpool. I normally stay around the South Coast area. I've got a tournament on Sunday in Swindon. That's the 147 Sports Bar in Swindon, and there's going to be a tournament with a few professionals and that in there. So we'll see how we do.
Thank you for joining me. I'm Nathan Gissing from Solent Sports News.
And finally, Solent's football first team will still be nursing a hangover this afternoon after winning the local derby last night. They won bragging rights by beating Uni of Southampton at Test Park last night. Goals from Maurice Dench, Tyler Wellman, Alfie Hagger and Sammy Comrie sealed the victory. That's all from us today. Follow us on all our socials at Solent Sports News for more content. Have a good afternoon.